everyone and welcome to Indian Oil Connect. Today we are at the Pipelines Head Office of Indian Oil Corporation and we have with us Mr. Senthil Kumar, the head of the Pipelines Divisions of Indian Oil. Hi sir, welcome to Indian Oil Connect.
Thank you.
Sir, with over 20,000 kilometers of pipelines, Indian Oil's energy highways are truly expansive. What are the challenges that you face in managing these?
Well, that's an interesting question. To put it in the proper perspective, like more than 30% of our pipelines of this 20,000 have done service of more than 25 years. To be precise, the first pipeline was installed somewhere in 1964. So that's how old some of our assets are. Now, in the older assets, we have to have a system of continuous evaluation of its health, and that we do with the latest technology. We have systems to measure corrosion both inwards and outside, and we also have systems to measure the efficacy of our coating systems. Then we have impressed current protection systems. So through various technological interventions, we have a system to continuously evaluate the health of the pipeline. That is first. And the next is to have timely interventions. So wherever there is a corrective action required, we do it immediately. And having said that, efficiency of the entire repair and maintenance also is paramount. Because in today, with cost consciousness being on top of the mind, we will have to take both immediate measures and cost-effective measures to see that while we maintain the health, we also are productive and profitable.
Sir, you spoke about the health of the pipelines. Indeed, the security and safety of the pipelines is of major importance when we get into pipeline operations. So which are the new technologies that you deploy for ensuring the security and safety of the pipelines?
Okay. Now in pipelines, unlike other assets, most other assets in not only in oil and gas industries and other industries, the assets are within secured premises. The difference between pipelines and other assets are all the pipelines are traversing across the length and breadth of the country, and these premises are not secured. They are in areas where there is much urbanization. There are in areas where it could be owned by the government or the private. There is industrial activity, there is urban activity. Plus, there are few instances, although there are few, but they have the potential to cause much damage. And these instances are that which are done with malicious intent, primarily to pilfer from the pipelines. So I would say safety and security of pipelines go hand in hand. In the recent past, we have adopted the latest state-of-the-art technology to find out whether there is any third-party activity going on in the pipelines, and that's based on the optical fiber cable that we have already laid along the pipeline. We call it the Pipeline Intrusion Detection and Warning Systems, or in short, the PIDWS. We have installed PIWS in almost more than 6,000 kilometers of a pipeline ROW, and work for installing another 5,000 kilometers is already in place, and we hope to complete it within a year or two. Now, this system ensures that we are aware of any activity that is going on in the ROW, and based on a combination of human intelligence and artificial intelligence, we have been able to reduce the number of false alarms, so that we are able to distinguish between those activities which have a potential to damage the pipeline and those activities which are not that malified. So this has proved to be very effective, and in the recent past, more than 50% of the activities that were meant to damage the pipeline, we have been able to thwart because of the system. That is one. Apart from that, for the safety of the pipeline, we have instrumented pigs which go inside the pig, and it's like an endoscopy. It tells us about the health. So with this technology, we are able to effectively manage corrosion-related issues.
Sir, obviously efficiency, cost and environmental parameters are also paramount when it comes to pipelines, because as you said, majorly pipelines go through the public spaces, like which belongs to the public. So, what are the measures that we take in the pipelines division to ensure cost efficiency and environmental quality?
Exactly. Like what I said in the first and second question of yours, see, we can go to all extents possible to see that, for example, the coating and the repair of the pipeline can be done as and when required to maintain the safety of the pipeline. But all this comes at a huge cost. So we will have to distinguish based on the residual lifetime, based on the defects that we encounter, and then we take appropriate measures. So that is as far as the cost incurred in maintaining the safety. And on the security, as I told you, the deployment of technology, though the technology, the initial cost of deploying such technology is high, but over a period of time it will reduce manual intervention. So that is a trade-off that we have to do. And thirdly, on the efficiency front, see, the major cost component of operating a pipeline is energy. So in energy, we have deployed many means to analyze what is the best combination of moving product and crude from one place to another. That combination gives us the optimal use of energy, number one. And number two, with optimized use of what we call a drag reducing agent, we are able to reduce frictional losses, and that converts to energy efficiency, ultimately to the cost. And another fact is, while previously these DRAs were imported, now we are able to manufacture our own DRA thanks to our R&D efforts. So these are factors which we use to balance between the cost, efficiency, and damage to environment. So safety directly impacts damage to environment. So we ensuring that our pipelines are 100% safe. We also ensure that there is least or nil damage to the environment.
So you were talking about various technologies that we have deployed in the pipelines. So which are the cutting edge technologies that you think will decide the future of pipelines?
See, we are discussing about safety. Now, the technology that we use to detect intervention, third-party intervention in pipelines, what I was talking about, the PIDWS, that is one of the foremost technology. And when it comes to ensuring pipeline security, detecting activity in ROU, that is by far the best technology available as on date. This is the single most important technology that we use to ensure the safety of the pipeline. And this technology, now we are evaluating options to integrate with drone. An automated drone system will be the first responder in case of an alert in the PIWS. That will be the second one. And third is the instrumented pig, what we call. The inline inspection, the technology of inline inspection has developed to such an extent that we are today able to not only measure the exact thickness of pipeline inside, but also to detect cracks in the pipeline, defects in the weld. So it is, if you can consider an analogy in the human intervention, it's like a very, very accurate endoscopy of the pipeline. So these are technologies that will ensure the safety and security of the pipeline. Apart from that, we are using technology right from the procurement of material in construction to construction monitoring, and to build a database of all our GIS and GIS mapping of all our assets. So these are technologies that are used to ensure that we not only procure, construct, maintain, operate pipelines, but also to ensure that the cost we incur in doing the entire business of pipeline transportation is at the most optimized levels.
So which are the major pipelines which we have commissioned recently, and how are they impacting the business of Indian Oil?
The last 1 year we have commissioned the Vijayawada-Hyderabad section of the pipeline, and one major ATF pipeline, that was the Bhubaneswar ATF pipeline, we have commissioned. We are also commissioned part of the Kandla-Gorakhpur LPG pipeline to Dumad Haryala section. In fact, in the last 1 year, We have commissioned around 261 kilometers of new pipelines. That is how we have crossed this mark of 20,000 kilometers pipeline as of today.
Sir, you just mentioned about the Kandla-Gorakhpur pipeline, which is going to be world's largest LPG pipeline. How will it impact the LPG transportation business of Indian Oil?
Now let's look at the big picture. As on date in India, there are around 211 bottling plants, considering all OMCs private, out of which Indian Oil has got around 101. Now this singular pipeline will be, once commissioned, catering to almost 25% of the demand. That's around 8.25 metric tons. That is in terms of the volume. And if you take in terms of the number, it's going to connect to 22 bottling plants. That's roughly 10%. So roughly 10% of the bottling plants will be catering to 25% of the demand. That is the size of the impact that this single pipeline is going to have. So it will connect to 3 bottling plants in Gujarat, 6 in MP and 13 in UP. So that is the impact. It's going to bring a transformational shift in the way LPG moves in the country, especially in these 3 states. Yes, that is the impact this pipeline will have.
Sir, in Indian Oil, a new transformative journey has started under the name Sprint. So how is the pipelines division aligned to this project?
The Sprint, let's begin with our core business, that is transportation. And much of our assets, as I told you earlier, are quite old, more than 25 years old. So primarily for pipelines, strengthening the core will translate to making sure our M&A is robust, so we maintain our assets. Then when it comes to innovation, so innovation is key to ensuring efficiency. And nurturing talent, yes, as we add more new pipelines, we enter into new areas of business like CGD, LPG and probably hydrogen in the future. Talent nurturing for the new business is extremely important. And finally, cost optimization. So that is not only for this business, for any business, cost optimization is the single most important factor that is going to improve the bottom line, whatever be the business dynamics. So I think Sprint is very relevant, and in pipelines, we are already aligned. We have set ourselves new benchmarks. And I think, yes, we will be taking it up in full earnest.
Thank you so much,
Thank you
sir,
so much. My pleasure.
for joining us in Indian Oil Connect. So that was Mr. N. Senthil Kumar for you, describing us the vastness of the pipelines network of Indian Oil and how it energizes this country. Until we meet again with some new conversations on innovation and technology. Goodbye.